Hello everybody, I am back to let you know my thoughts on Guitar Pro 7. Please excuse the mess in my studio. This is my new house, new studio is being set up, getting wallpaper put up tomorrow, painting is being done, so I'm living in chaos at the moment, which is fantastic. I have seen that Guitar Pro 7 has launched today. I was a beta tester for Guitar Pro and haven't been able to say anything about Guitar Pro 7 as part of my non-disclosure agreement, but now the program is out, I am allowed to let you know my thoughts. And, well, I thought maybe some balanced feedback might be of use to anybody considering purchasing the program. So let's take a look at it, shall we? Let's cut right to it. Do I recommend Guitar Pro 7? No, I do not. I mean, potentially, there are definitely aspects of it which are an improvement on the previous program, but my issue with Guitar Pro 7 is a very simple one. I was a beta tester for Guitar Pro 7, and I think I'm quite a good person to be beta testing a program like Guitar Pro because I use Guitar Pro 6 professionally every single day of my life. I use the software as part of my job and have done every single day for the last 8 years of my life. I know the program incredibly well. All of the hotkeys are programmed into my mind. I can work extremely quickly in there, and while I'm obviously acutely aware of the limitations presented in Guitar Pro 6, I thought it was a fantastic opportunity to work directly with Guitar Pro, donate my time to the guys at Guitar Pro, and have them take on board the things that were glaring omissions in Guitar Pro 7, hoping to get the things fixed that were issues in Guitar Pro 6. And some of those things have been addressed, but it's not good enough, not for what I use. Now, Guitar Pro is a great bit of kit for guitar players to notate their stuff. But what Guitar Pro seem to be wanting to create is a piece of software that allows you to compose music. Now, when I was younger, I used to use Guitar Pro to write out music and give things to bandmates to be able to, learn and play, go away and play. I used to use it as a composing tool. I would write my parts in Guitar Pro to sort of test how things worked together. I did this because I didn't have any way of recording back in the day. So Guitar Pro is wonderful because recording guitar is very, very difficult, as I'm sure you all know. If only some companies out there would release some sort of digital audio workstation that would allow you to record your parts. I can't see a need for this, but as nothing like that exists, Guitar Pro has you covered. You can now plug in to Guitar Pro 7 and you can use their world-renowned and admired sounds with your guitar. If that appeals to you, this is the program for you. They've also included some new features for notation. These are things to brag about. They've got things like pick slides. That's actually quite handy. It would be nice to have things like pick slides. Look, I can now put a pick scrape in, which is kind of cool. I can't really moan about that. That's actually great. But then they've also got, let's see this. You know when you play a slapped dead note, right? And imagine you want to write that in here. See this 6th fret high E string? Imagine you want to do that. Okay, let's press this. What? What the hell is that? That's not a notation convention. What are you thinking? What were you actually thinking? The problem with Guitar Pro, at least for myself working professionally in the field, is that I'm constantly having to battle and fight its corner and justify my using it when clients come to me and they say, could you please do this job for us? send us the Sibelius file. And I say, well, actually, I don't work in Sibelius. I find Sibelius too slow, and I can work considerably faster in Guitar Pro. So I would prefer to work in Guitar Pro if that's possible. I can supply you with an XML export, though there's no kind of standardization, so the XML file is essentially useless. But what I'm essentially saying is I can do it in Guitar Pro. Guitar Pro is a great option because a lot of your clients will have and use Guitar Pro. So this way, rather than you supplying your customers with PDFs, you can supply them with Guitar Pros and have that added user-friendly interactivity thing going on. So I push for it, but some companies, that's not good enough. They like their files to look a certain way. And that's understandable. I totally understand that. But sometimes the problem with notation is that sometimes things don't look the way you want them to. And that's where a program like Sibelius is fantastic, because Sibelius is a score writing program. So you can design your scores, you can engrave is what it's called. You can engrave your scores any way you want them to look. In Guitar Pro, you have a design mode. I'm just having to remind myself where it is. It's up there in Guitar Pro 7. And that means I can drag bars like this, which is nice. And I can kind of have them display how I want. But again, it's just not really good enough, is it? Because a complaint was that having maybe an advanced design mode where it would snap to each individual beat in the bar, so you could stretch it and have it look the way you need it to look, not the limited option that this provides. I mean, if I just read some of my feedback that was sent to the guys at Guitar Pro while beta testing, I appreciate being considered for the beta testing. Apparently they only gave me 4 days though. Evidently people had it way before me and were giving feedback. So my feedback said, seems a good idea to allow user created hotkeys. I work in Guitar Pro 6 for about 7 hours a day, 7 days a week. I have to avoid going to the mouse and guitar as much as possible to reduce the risk of things like RSI. So my hotkey control in 6 is excellent. In Guitar Pro 7, I cannot press Control 1, 2, 3 or 4 to select voice. I have to literally go up and press these buttons. In Guitar Pro 6, if I open up Guitar Pro 6, which is there, if I press Control 2, oh look, I'm in voice 2. So when I'm looking at my examples from my book, something like this, I can go write part 1, I can write part 2, and then I can bring up all the parts. In this, I need to literally click a button. So just being able to put in a user-generated hotkey for that would be awesome. I could then also add hotkeys in for things that never had hotkeys. That'd be cool, right? Another thing I'd like to see that's not in 6 is tuplets within tuplets. It's not something I'd like, it's a fact of music. Not being able to notate it makes my life very difficult sometimes. There you go, simple. Tuplets within tuplets. When you look at something like load up my Patreon group. If we look in my Patreon group and we look at the black page, what you'll see here is tuplets within tuplets. Here, there is no way to notate something like this in Guitar Pro. No way to do it. Why? It's something that people have to do. Why can we not do it? Especially when I've told you should be aware of it and it should be fixed. I don't know the purpose of the dead slap key, but it's completely unusable displaying the way it does. One more time, just look at that fucking monstrosity. It'd be great to be able to control the house style a little bit more as well. As an example, the pick directions display above the tab. Some clients and publishers prefer them below the notation. So if I put in this, and then this, and then this, great, cool, displays above the tab. But as I say, some clients prefer them to be below the tab. So having that as an option would be fantastic. The same principle applies to text. In 7, they appear to display above the notation. Being able to tell them to display above the tab would have uses. This can be done in the style sheet for lyrics, but not for text. Not for pick directions. Surely just somewhere in the style sheet, somewhere you could just click where you'd like those to display. I've not come across it yet, but in 6, sometimes bars would display compressed more than they needed in some places with high subdivisions. Having something like an advanced design mode would be great. Same as regular design mode, but with stretch points, each the bar's beats, lower denomination in the time signature to make things look the way you need them to. Another layout preference I have is circles around right-hand taps and squares around left-hand taps. It's the same for having a good way to notate things like hybrid picking. Currently, I have to use pop, which in Guitar Pro 6 would be... Do they have it? Yeah, pop. So that gives you a P, which is fantastic if you only use one finger on the picking hand. But I'm writing a book at the moment that has banjo rolls, and you're using multiple fingers, and I need to be able to indicate that. So you'd go, okay, well, I'll use right-hand fingering. Cool. M. Oh, but that displays next to the note head, and it messes up with the note head fingerings. So just no consistency, and just having things like this. Currently, I have to use pop. But I don't want to put a P on the score. I want to be able to choose the PIMA convention. So some people like PIMA, some like index, middle, ring, pinky is what I prefer. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pop alone won't cut it in my book when I'm having to write Jerry Reed style stuff. I'm going to have to export it as a PDF, convert it to a JPEG, and then manually edit it. That's stupid. Why not give me that? Export as a JPEG with options like DPI and crop would be amazing. Currently I can export this as a PNG file. It's low res though, it's no use. I have to add extra steps. I have to convert everything to a PDF, and then from a PDF to a high resolution JPEG, and then do manual edits, which again, it's just silly. Definitely not a fan of the way that you craft tones here. The method in 6 was much more visual and easier to find. Same with tunings. So that was not there. That was a tuner. No. I mean, I'm trying to work out how to do it. Like, over here, I just click on the guitar, play with the tuning, click on the effects, put in whatever effects I want, and do everything manually. In this, what am I doing? Double click. Apparently, yep. I guess is it there? I remember it being something odd. No. Well, this is embarrassing, isn't it? It's that. Okay, track. Cool, so now I'm here. I can play around with the tuning. Right. Which did you prefer? Capo and things like that, but it doesn't actually automatically transpose. Which do you think is easier to work with? This for tunings? Yeah? Or that, where I can just customize the tuning one string at a time as necessary. Which do you prefer? Sounds. Oh, cool. Look. Electric guitars, overdriven guitar, blues. Oh, look at this. Look. Guitar Pro 7 has stopped working. Guitar Pro 7 has now crashed. Guitar Pro 7 currently, in my opinion, is useless for what I need it to use, to what I need to use it for. So Guitar Pro 7 is closed. I will go back to Guitar Pro 6. Perfect way to end, I think. I'm sorry I can't be more positive about Guitar Pro 7 because I was really excited for Guitar Pro 7, and I was really excited to have the honour of giving feedback and trying to help them craft a program that is going to be more useful to professionals and will actually stand toe to toe with other software options for notation. But none of those things have currently been taken on board. I've been told that they may address some of my points in the future, but we'll see. It's not a lot of comfort to me right now, is it? And I mean, actually, because currently, like, I can't submit this in a book. I can't. The way that this F and G are in the exact same place, they should be offset. It's just embarrassing. I'm at a loss. Anyway, Guitar Pro 7. There's my... It's less of a review and it's more of my issues with Guitar Pro 7. I have issues with Guitar Pro 7. But, you know, you guys can always check it out and see what you think. If you have enjoyed this video, if it was of use to you, please do hit that subscribe button. It's below. You can also check me out on Patreon. And you can check out some of my other videos, which are on screen right now. Exactly. So, peace out, guys. My pleasure to serve. And I'll be back for another video soon. Bye.